Do you hear that, Mr. Anderson? That is the sound of inevitability. It is the sound of your death. What's up, everybody? It's Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. So the other day, or not the other day, a couple weeks ago, we were down in Ashville at the Orange Peel. Nutmeg to Palmetto came out, visited me there while we were there for the Witch Rolls of Hate tour with Whitechapel, and he brought me some beers. This is another one of the beers that he brought me. Go check out his channel. He'll be linked down below in the description. And this beer right here, he specifically said when he handed it to me, he thought it was some sort of sound or music reference, which would have been cool. But it's actually a movie reference, which is just as cool. Because what they're referencing here is that scene in The Matrix where Neo is fighting Agent Smith in the subway. And the subway car is bearing down on them as they're fighting. And that's kind of what this label is. It's like the subway car bearing down the tracks. And it's funny, it even has up in the, where they have the lettering on the subway car, it says EOL, which I assume is end of the line, which just goes back to reference of the sound of inevitability. So it's super cool, because I always love movie reference beers, all those beers like that. So this was a really cool thing for him to pick me up. He thought it was a music thing, but it was a movie thing, which is just as cool. Really appreciate it. So the sound of inevitability. This is on Untapped. It's called barrel aged sound of inevitability. So there's a couple different sound of inevitability beers on Untapped from Liability Brewing. And even though the label says the sound of inevitability, Untapped says it's the barrel aged version. Oh, excuse me. And this is an Imperial Stout aged in Willet Bourbon Barrells. That's really cool that they tell you the specific kind of whiskey barrels are aged in. Like I said, it's from Liability Brewing Company out of Greenville, South Carolina. Hashtag visit Greenville. Hashtag yeah, that Greenville. On the can here, it says 12 fluid ounces, Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. Canned on 12/2/2025. Wow, that's crazy, because he gave this to me on December, I don't know what that was, 13th, 12th, 13th? Like, I don't know, something like that, December 12th, 13th, I think it was, that he gave this to me. So it was only in the can for right at 2 weeks when he gave it to me. So he bought this super fresh. Maybe this is something I should have aged, but I'm not going to do that. I want to get into it. Liability. I think I've read this a couple times, but liability, noun, a person or thing whose presence or behavior is likely to cause embarrassment or put one at a disadvantage. If you don't have friends or family that fit this definition, the liability is you. I was definitely the liability on Saturday night at the Chimera Christmas show by the end of the night, but it was an amazing time, had a great time. Had to do the Irish goodbye because I was that fluthered. But we won't get into any more of that. Brewed and packaged by Liability Brewing Company in Greenville, 14% ABV. Yeah, I'll definitely be a liability after this. Barrel Aged Series. All right. Really cool. I mean, this is super fresh. Really cool reference. I always appreciated The Matrix because it was a groundbreaking movie. The way they filmed the first Matrix revolutionized movie filming with their bullet time. So that's really cool. I always appreciate movies that phenomenally change the movie filming industry or something like that. Same thing with music or sports or anything like that. So The Matrix is like one of those crazy movies that just changed the way films were made. So it's cool to see them do a beer that references or in homage to The Matrix. But enough about that. Let's get on into the beer. Almost no check-ins on Untapped. Gets a 4.33, but there was only 26 check-ins. Beer Advocate, there was no score. That Cook just splashed all over my hand. I'll use this dirty, wet rag that I need to wash. Starting to smell really bad. Keep forgetting to do that. Get it into my little snifter here because I knew it was going to be a high ABV stout. Get a nose on it. This one might be one of the first times I've had a beer that I truly get the tobacco smell. This smells like tobacco in a cigar shop, like fine, good quality tobacco. Raisin. Yeah, just tobacco and raisin is what I'm picking up on the nose. Surprisingly, no booze in the nose, being 14%. Color, that's pitch black. Deep, dark, midnight black, used motor oil. You can't see through it. There was a bubbly, almost soda-like head that dissipated loudly and quickly. Just a little bit of like whitish brown around the very edge of the glass. Yeah, that's crazy how much that smells like tobacco, raisin, maybe old leather. Yeah, I can't remember ever having a beer that smelled this much like cigar tobacco, like fine tobacco, good tobacco. This will definitely be a night ender to cause me to be a liability, so let's take a drink. Cheers, everybody. Thank you, Nutmeg. Really appreciate it. Full-bodied. Raisin. Full-bodied raisin. Maybe some really sweet chocolate. No indication in the mouth of the alcohol. It's a little bit syrupy, a little bit sticky. It coats the mouth. Very slight warming, but not much at all. There might even, like, the chocolate was very sweet at first, but not very strong. Like the raisiny characters and the dark fruit is the most prominent flavor. But after you swallow, you get some like bittersweet chocolate in the aftermath in your mouth. In that all that stickiness that's just kind of clinging to your mouth. Other than a slight warming on the swallow, it hides the 14% ABV very well. This is a delicious beer. Really good. As I'm drinking it, I keep picking up nuances and flavors. For me, however, not a big fan of raisin. Not a big fan of that raisiny character. I just don't like raisins that much. Don't like that raisiny flavor in beers. But all the other flavors make this delicious. I can overlook the raisiny kind of flavor because the rest of the beer, the other flavors, are really well done. If it didn't have that bold raisin flavor in the beginning, I would probably give this a 2 horns up. But because I personally don't like the raisin flavor, it gets a big horns up. It's still a delicious beer. I don't know what he paid for it, but I would definitely go buy it from the brewery. I would go check it out. I'd love to try this on draft. It's a very well done stout. Definitely be a night ender for you if you drank more than one of these. Drinking one of them might be a night ender for some people, especially after you've had 3 or 4 beers or 5 beers or whatever. Thank you very much, Nutmeg. Really appreciate it. Thank you for coming out to the show and hanging out with me and bringing me beers. And I'm just going to burp through all this because I don't know what's going on right now. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. And as always, embrace the adventure.